Hey, welcome back. I hope everything's going great in your life. I want to welcome you to another episode of Smart Money Charts where I'm going to show you something that my app, Smart Money Charts, is exceptionally good at presenting. And if you're ever curious about this or it's something that you want to monitor, you should go to smartmoneycharts.com. It's free and you can sign up and get extra features as well. So today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, gold, and the relationship between them. Now, one thing that's really cool about smart money charts, especially if you're on a 4K TV or you have your 4K TV or monitor plugged into your computer, or you use a smart browser, okay, on your smart TV, which most people have, you can get a few assets up and a few different time frames. And so what we have here is Bitcoin PAXG, which is tokenized gold by Paxos, and it's paired with Bitcoin. And then we have gold, which is in this case gold futures. And we've got the closed chart, which is the dots, and with candlestick chart for each one, and the TDI up as well, the Traders Dynamic Index, which is real good for shark fins and divergences, which you can see. And what I want to show you is that while Bitcoin goes up and gold goes up over time, because I think in a lot of ways governments around the world have been printing money, the money printer, go burr, right? But gold is kind of a rare thing. It's difficult to get. It's kind of limited. So it's always been a hedge, and it's always tended to go up and to the right, more or less, over the decades. And a lot of people see Bitcoin in that similar light. It's a limited supply, and it's basically referred to as digital gold. Okay, now PAXG is the tokenized version of that, so it's pegged to gold price. They say it's redeemable for gold, and they peg it to gold's price. And this ratio lets us see the rotation, and rotation is something that's really interesting to pay attention to. So you've probably heard of people rotating between asset classes, hedge funds doing that. And here, what we're going to look at, a little analysis from a multi-time frame perspective, is the rotation between Bitcoin and gold. So first, we'll start with the 10-day chart. We'll go down to the 1 week, the 3-day, the daily, and even into the 2-day chart. What's nice is you can see them all, and what's extra nice is you can see the indicators for all of them, because the indicators on different time frames are going to show you a little bit different things. Okay, and higher time frame is going to be a little bit more confirmation of real signal that's going to be rare, and your lower time frames, they're going to be a little more noisy. Okay, but they might tip you off to a move that you will then see confirmed in a higher time frame. Now, I think what's interesting is that both of these assets have been going up and to the right for the last couple of years, right? You can clearly see that. Here's Bitcoin going up and to the right, a little bit volatile with these moves, but up and to the right. And you have gold going up and to the right. Okay, but what you have with PAXG, which I think is very revealing, is this rotation. You see that? Okay, so this is what is this? This is gold measured in Bitcoin. Okay, so when it's going up, it means gold is getting more Bitcoin. Okay, and when it's going down, it means Bitcoin is a little more expensive measured in gold. So your gold will buy less Bitcoin. Okay. So you have two assets going up and to the right, but they're going up at different rates at different times. And this shows you this rotation. You see? It's kind of around this center line. It's a ratio. Okay? So recently, okay, we've been having Bitcoin topping out and coming down. Okay, while gold's still going up or holding. And so you see this PAXG ratio is spiking up. And this is what I'm paying attention to right now. Okay, because this is the area, for the last few years at least, where people have stepped in and come into Bitcoin. possibly out of gold, possibly out of their assets, and come into Bitcoin. Okay. And so what we're trying to do is get some confirmations, maybe see a little bit into the future with probabilistically what might happen. Okay. And we can see that when the ratio came up to here, it reversed. The ratio came back up to the same area, it reversed. Okay. And now we're back up in this same area again. And we have a wick right here from a few weeks ago. And what we'd be looking for would be maybe another little wick, okay, or something on a little bit lower time frame to show us this. And so that's what we can do, is we can go down into some of these lower time frames and have a look at what's going on. So let's do that. So the 1 week gives us a little bit more. And then the 3 day is kind of a bridge between the 1 week, where each of these is a close, okay, and the daily, which obviously each one is the day's close. Now, this is kind of noisy, these candlestick charts. They give you a range, but a lot of people, algorithms, are looking at the close, whatever time frame it is. They're looking at close. It could be the close of a 1 minute candle or the close of a 1 week candle. But a lot of things are looking at what's the close. Okay, the end of the day. Now, this is a little bit confusing to read, but here, I think the close is colored with momentum. That's why some of these are green and the momentum flips and it's red. And it flips back to green. Okay, it's a little bit clearer to see, especially when you look at this ratio. Okay, and you can see it's coming up here, all right, and it's starting to come down, right, and then it flips. And it's pretty steep. So if you want to get anything out of these moves when you know that they're this steep, right, you need to be looking at these areas, the premium and the discount, okay, because that's what people flipping between these assets are looking at. So what we can see here with the PAX-G ratio is that when we're getting on the 3 day into this 2 and 3 z-score deviation from the 50, this is when people are starting to change their perspective on what's overbought and what's oversold. Okay, and you can see that right around here, this is where Bitcoin started to take off. And even though gold has been going up, it didn't make a move like that, not even close. Okay, and Bitcoin did fade back. Okay, and gold also has its fades, but not that much. So what I'm paying attention to right now is this weekly 3 day, 1 day chart with the PAX-G Bitcoin pair. And I'm watching it and I'm seeing these high z-scores here, just like they were before. And I'm seeing these low z-scores on Bitcoin, just like before. Okay, and I'm looking at these candlesticks and I'm seeing this divergence on the TDI on the 3 day, which isn't free on TradingView, but it is free on Smart Money Charts. So you can come and take a look at that, and that's one of the reasons why, is because the 3 day is very revealing. You're going to see a lot on the 3 day that you won't see. You might be too zoomed in on the 1 day, and you might see it too late on the weekly. So that's why the 3 day chart is so useful. Okay, and I'm going to be paying attention to this. I'm going to be looking at what happens here. Okay, because we can see Bitcoin is already at a big discount, and it's 92,000 right now. Can it go 90 or 80 or somewhere in between? Sure. Will it be for a moment or for days? I don't know. So if you like this episode, if you're getting something out of it, if you like the app, please comment below and let me know what assets are your favorites. If you tried the app yet, or if you're going to, smartmoneycharts.com, and what other things you'd like me to review. And remember, there's a lot of interesting ratios out there. PAX-G Bitcoin is one, but there's lots of others, and they're in the app. So go to the app and explore and see what you find, and comment below. Let me know if you find anything interesting. Bye.